Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live from downtown Minneapolis. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. Take a look at the Warriors. They're hoping they can carry over some of that momentum from their undefeated homestand.
And during this winning streak, the team has been doing all those little things, right? From the first guy to the last. The effort has been there every time they take the court.
I think the most important thing, they know who they are. They know how they win, and they don't play outside of themselves. It's why they're on this streak. Guys, you have to remember when thinking and talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's an organization that is still so young.
And it's Wiggins with the ball for Golden State. Fires for three. And Thompson is good for three.
Well, this is his comfort zone. Klay Thompson beyond the arc. Such an easy look right there.
And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Thompson with the ball. About 1 minute into the first quarter. You know, basketball historians will remember that the Minneapolis Lakers, Doris, won 5 titles before relocating to Los Angeles in 1960.
And I think the current crop of T-Wolves fans, Kevin, see this as a completely different franchise from that historic team. In their minds, they haven't won a championship yet, and that fact should really motivate this current roster to get one for this group.
Bangs home the trifecta. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I caught up with Coach Steve Kerr. He told me it's always a challenge when you face a team this opportunistic. He said those guys are going to look to take advantage of any weakness. We have to really communicate defensively tonight. Guys, back to you.
Appreciate that, D.A. Thanks. We'll see if they can defend and close out on shooters the way they hope to.
Yeah, and one way to take a good shooter out of his rhythm, force him to put the ball on the floor.
The other thing is avoid fouling. Don't bail guys out and give away points at the line.
And it's the Warriors with the ball after the basket by Minnesota.
And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
Pass to Gobert. Now here's McDaniels. Back to Gobert. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
That's miscommunication, and we rarely see that happen.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And something you always hear about Jaden McDaniels, Doris, is how effortless he makes the game look.
Kev, when I watch this guy play, I feel like he glides through an NBA game. There's a finesse that you don't necessarily see from players his size. He's a handful on the low block. This young man is brimming with potential.
And here's Edwards after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. Edwards can't hit.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
And it's the Warriors' ball. They're on an 18-7 run. Thompson with the bucket.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Here's McDaniels. That's in there. Conley with the assist. McDaniels got 5.
Well, if you want to pinpoint one thing about Mike Conley, it's his feel for the game.
Oh, he made it, Doris! He made it!
Holy moly, he made that!
Wow. Now here's Edwards. He has 5. It's good. Gobert's got his second basket of the night.
Well, unselfish play by Anthony Edwards' teammate is wide open. He puts it right where it needs to be.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And another 3 for Golden State.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Gobert. Goes back up. In the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
I'll tell you, with Rudy Gobert on the floor, you have got to find him and keep him off the glass because he can be a force.
Back to Thompson. Outside Curry. Clock at 6. To the middle. On the wing, Thompson. Drains it from beyond the arc. Thompson's got 30.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
Kept alive. Second shot opportunity. No good, and he's 3 of 6 from the floor. Back to Curry. Out to Thompson. From deep three-point range. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Thompson's got 33 points.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
33.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
The other thing that's gone exceptionally well for them tonight is the shooting they've displayed from beyond the three-point arc.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. 17-point lead, their biggest. Curry with a wide-open look. And another 3 for Golden State. Greg, we know from time to time things get pretty chippy out there. What kind of things would get under your skin when you played in the NBA?
Oh, guys tended to talk a little trash, and that could rattle you. That could bother you at times, but you really just try to maintain your focus and keeping your eye on the prize.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. That'll be a 5-second call.
And that's sort of a picture of what not to do on those last 2 possessions. They're being way too loose with the ball.
Thompson looking for an opening. There's a good screen. Fires the 3. Buries the long-range jumper.
For 3.
Thompson's got 36.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. From past the arc, and another 3 for Golden State.
Come on, that's almost unfair. This guy steps across the half-court line, and you've got to guard him from that spot.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
From deep. That one doesn't go. And Minnesota now the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
8 seconds.
Live by the 3, die by the 3. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
I think when you shoot as poorly as they did from deep in that basketball game, it's not going to go your way very often. The 3-ball too critical in today's NBA.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
That'll be a 5-second call.
A lot of points off their turnovers this quarter. Way too many.
Green, the screen. The shot by Thompson, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
Hey, guys, just a little too nonchalant there. That's a couple turnovers here in the last few minutes, and those miscues can spell trouble.
And you look at Anthony Edwards, and GA, he is becoming the leader of this Timberwolves team, isn't he?
I think he is. I mean, partly it's his production with his numbers up across the board, but it's also his personality. He plays with tremendous swagger.
That ball's nice feed that time from Wiggins. Thompson's got 45 points.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. From downtown, another three for Golden State.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
And that's his fourth TO here of the quarter, wasting far too many possessions in this game.
For three, cans it from downtown.
Thompson.
Thompson's got 51.
This guy, Klay Thompson, can get as hot as any player in the NBA, and when he's this efficient, boy, he is dangerous.
Three from the inbound. Trains the three-pointer. Thompson's got 54 points.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Young fella is a walking turnover right now, just far too sloppy in this quarter.
2 minutes.
From deep three-point range, another three for Golden State.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. The three ball, rebounded by the Timberwolves. This game against Golden State is the first time they've met this season. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
Sloppy is the only way you can describe his play thus far. Just way too many turnovers.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, Kevin. Of course, the Warriors' offense stands out for its emphasis on ball movement. Coach Steve Kerr says if you get to touch the ball and be a part of the action, whether it's as
what happened, dog? Why you ain't on the game no more?
The more people who are involved in the offense, the more powerful it becomes. Kevin, strength in numbers indeed.
Klay Thompson.
As has always been the case for his offense, the more the better, and it's worked for him. DA, thanks. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Warriors ball.
TO number 5 for him in the game, and that's way too high of a number for any one player.
Launches a three. Another three for Golden State.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Inbound violation.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
59 seconds left in the first half of the game. From deep, the long distance three is buried.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
That'll be a 5-second call.
And all the turnovers, guys, are hurting his team. I mean, he's continuing to just give the ball away.
Tries a three off the inbound. Offensive rebound. It's stolen by Gobert. .41 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Yeah, they have too many turnovers in this half, a major reason why they're down in this game.
Thompson for three. It's rebounded by Towns. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
Golden State ball.
And so Green will bring it up for the Warriors. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. And Thompson launches it from deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
17 seconds left in the first half.
Klay Thompson.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Simply one of the best shooting performances you are ever going to see. A three-point barrage.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. There's the three. And another three for Golden State.
Yeah, that's two straight three-pointers they've allowed.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Violation. Golden State ball.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first half. For the three. That one's not going to go. And so it's the Golden State Warriors enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Right back after this break. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Golden State ball.
GA with their fourth title, the combination of Steph, Klay, and Draymond Green, the single most successful trio in the last half-century in the NBA.
And some would argue the best trio of all time. The most wins in the finals ever by a trio who've each made an all-NBA team.
Klay Thompson.
Drills the three-pointer.
Well, they're just riding the hot hand down the stretch, and he's been in a zone all night.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Outside Curry. Out to Thompson. Lets the three fly. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
At his absolute best, Klay Thompson rise and fire on the catch. Good night defense.
That'll be a 5-second call. Here's Curry. And the points coming for him in big bunches. His average stands at just about 29.5 points a game. The shot by Thompson, no good. And here's Edwards. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Here's Thompson. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight. On the wing, Wiggins. Back to Thompson. Lets it go with a three. It's not going to go for him. And Minnesota now the other way. Towns with it. Now defended by Wiggins. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
Well, you've got to value the possession. They've given up 6 points off of turnovers this quarter alone.
Greg, we know that Klay Thompson had 941 days between NBA games because of those injuries. But he was using that experience away for good.
And Klay announcing with that his family foundation would have a 941-day initiative. Programs to help workers who have suffered career setbacks. Thompson helping others with their comeback. The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
And mistakes, guys, this quarter have translated to 9 points at the other end.
On the wing, Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
Thompson.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Turnovers weren't a story for them early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
And what's gotten into him today? This is getting ridiculous.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
The second half, they haven't taken care of the basketball. Simply put, more turnovers now that could hurt them later.
Lets it go from deep. Another 3 for Golden State.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And another 3 for Golden State.
And talk about playing to your strengths. Getting Thompson a look from the corner, that's as bankable as almost any play you can call.
Golden State ball.
And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
Golden State ball.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
Golden State ball.
Yeah, third turnover of the quarter, and he has got to value that basketball more.
Smooth sailing for Golden State. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. From beyond the arc and then some.
Boy, it seems like every shot he puts up, it's going in. This guy is hot. Hot.
Inbound violation.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Golden State ball.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
That's an 8-second violation.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. And so Green will bring it up for the Warriors. Pass to Thompson. Wiggins with it. Picked up by Edwards. The screen from Thompson. From deep. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Smooth sailing for Golden State. Pass to Thompson. The tray. And the Warriors get it back. From deep 3-point range. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
I think you can make a strong case that Draymond Green is the best passing four in the league. Unreal court vision.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. And the Warriors with possession here. And Thompson gets it to go.
This is unbelievable. He has over half the team's points right now.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Golden State ball.
.46 seconds left to play here in the third.
Oh, that was a great effort defensively. Get a hand up in the face of the shooter. It's so important.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
Warriors ball.
Greg, their unselfish play has really been impressive.
They're trusting one another out there, wanting to get each other involved. This is great basketball.
This one for 3. Good on the 3-point shot.
And he just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. There's 21 seconds left in the third quarter. Back to Green. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And the technical free throw is good.
I think there's so many things about Stephen Curry that captivate the imagination of fans. You look at his frame, he's every man, but there's also joy and infectious happiness about playing the game. This guy truly extraordinary.
There's 14 seconds left in the third. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. Timeout called the Warriors.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
Timeout called the Warriors.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And the guys get a little bit of a break, mentally, physically, just recharge here quickly.
Ready to move? Here are your Minnesota Timberwolves dancers.
Just 4 seconds left here in the third quarter. Thompson for three. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Warriors ahead, just dominating this one. And we're coming. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And so Curry will bring it up for Golden State. Stolen by McDaniels. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Last year, as we know, the NBA, Doris, named the members of the 75th anniversary team. Any players that were missed that you think should have been on that list?
I mean, the one guy that comes to mind immediately is Klay Thompson, who will go down as one of the great shooters in NBA history. The problem for voters, I think, is the challenge of weighing the accomplishments of prior generations with what we are witnessing today. It is a challenging vote. There's no doubt Klay will be top 100 when it comes in 25 years.
From deep, another three for Golden State.
How about the elevation from Klay Thompson? His jumper is sweet and it's pure, and it doesn't matter if the defender is there or not.
That'll be a 5-second call. From deep three-point range, Minnesota with the rebound.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
And that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds.
Golden State ball.
This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Thompson.
Thompson's got 9 points in the quarter.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
From deep, it's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. And in this era of player movement, Greg, we're seeing guys often pick teams on fit or style of play. When they look at that, what are they looking into?
You want to have fun coming to work every day, Kevin. I mean, the money they're making, most guys are going to be set for life. But I think they recognize it's about the journey and who you have the opportunity to take that journey with.
Thompson for three. Drills it from outside.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. A three off the inbound. Klay Thompson, and that's good.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Nailed from three-point land.
Yeah, you have to make greater effort than that defensively. You know what he can do from range.
Well, to me, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want this basketball game.
From deep three-point range, and another three for Golden State.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds that time. And Doris, in a time where we see so much international conflict, Commissioner Adam Silver has said that shared loves and appreciations, including sport, can bring us all together. It's a nice thought.
It's a wonderful thought, Kevin, and I think immediately to the NBA Finals, where I see representatives from so many different countries, China, Brazil, you name it. The opportunity to interact, to share our passion for the game of basketball. Listen, the hope is we can find more things that connect us than that pull us apart. Well, the pure shooting stroke is the first thing you think of with Klay Thompson. But I think as impressive is what he gives you on the defensive end of the floor. Klay Thompson is as hard a worker as there is in the NBA.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. And so much great talent coming into the league, Greg, every year. That 2021 draft class, in particular, looks very strong.
Absolutely. Anytime you got just a couple potential stars, but from the looks of it, upwards of 5, you know it's been a special draft.
2 minutes.
Launches it. Minnesota with the rebound.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
And that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds.
Golden State ball.
Guys, they've been difficult to stop lately.
Yeah, and this run could stretch out that lead even more.
Shoots the 3. Connects from three-point range.
Well, Curry's ability to find an open teammate and put the ball exactly where it needs to be. Such a pretty pass.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. The leadership of the NBA Players Association, Greg, has said they support expansion. And 2 cities which seem to be the leading candidates, Seattle and Las Vegas. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I love both. Had the good fortune of playing in both cities, and I'd love to see a team in my hometown. But bottom line, more teams means more jobs, and that's a sentiment I think most can get behind. Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Klay Thompson.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
There's 57 seconds left to play in the final quarter. From deep, Gobert pulls it in.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
First team foul.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Warriors ball.
.46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Thompson way outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Long range from the inbound. Sinks the triple.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
He's done a dynamite job rebounding the basketball, and no issues fighting it out against the big guys down low.
And how about the impact Anthony Edwards has had?
This guy's a real game changer on the floor. Scores it at a high clip, can play big inside and play big outside. Does everything on the floor with a passion, with a joy, and with a flair.
And that one misses.
Well, Anthony Edwards has the kind of frame and skill set that can make him a force. but it all comes down to paying the price and putting in the work now.
And he can't hit the second. And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for the Warriors. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Timeout called the Warriors. They're up. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they've got this one just about wrapped up.
It's not completely over, and they know that. But if they carry out their game plan, they should be golden.
Here's Curry. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Thompson outside. And the three ball is good.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Golden State ball.
20 seconds left in the game. No good on the quick three. And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a bad move there. Stops the clock and puts the other side on the line.
At the line for two.
No good on the free throw.
What you love about Rudy Gobert is he understands his strengths and where he can impact the game. That is primarily on the defensive end, but also as a screen setter offensively.
So he can't get either to fall. Here's Thompson. And it's good, 2 points.
Thompson.
Well, because of his size of the position inside the painted area, Klay Thompson is a real threat.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Here's the three. Hits the three-point bomb.
Thompson.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Violation. Golden State ball.
Off the inbound pass. No good that time.
Well, nice job crashing the glass. You love to see that kind of effort.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did.